August 9th, 1945. A man is standing in an office in Nagasaki. His face is wrapped in bandages. His arms are burned raw. He's just survived an atomic bomb 3 days ago in a different city. He's about to survive a second one. Yeah, you read that right. His name was Tsutomu Yamaguchi. And to understand how a human being lived through both atomic bombings of World War II, we have to go back a few days. It's 1945. Japan is losing the war, badly. Cities are getting firebombed, food is short, people are exhausted. Yamaguchi is 29 years old. He works for Mitsubishi as a ship designer. Smart guy, steady job, wife and a baby son back home in Nagasaki. In the summer of 1945, Mitsubishi sends him on a 3-month business trip. The destination? Hiroshima. August 6th is supposed to be his last day there. He's packed, he's tired, he just wants to go home and see his kid. That morning, he's walking to the Mitsubishi shipyard for one final meeting, and then he realizes he forgot his travel stamp at the office. A small thing, a piece of paper. He turns around to go get it. That detour probably saved his life. We'll get to why. At 8:15 in the morning, he hears the sound of a plane overhead. He looks up. He sees a B-29 bomber. He sees something fall from it, 2 small parachutes. Then, everything goes white. The bomb was called Little Boy. It exploded about 600 meters above Hiroshima with the force of 15,000 tons of TNT. Yamaguchi was about 3 kilometers from where it went off, close enough to be killed instantly if you were unlucky, far enough to maybe survive if you weren't. The blast picked him up off the ground and threw him into a potato field. His eardrums ruptured. The left side of his body was burned. He temporarily went blind. When he came to, the city he'd been walking through 10 seconds earlier was just gone. Think about that for a second. You're walking to work. You blink, and the world is on fire. Buildings are flat. People are dead. Yamaguchi did what any human would do. He started looking for his co-workers. 2 other Mitsubishi guys had been on the trip with him, Akira Iwanaga and Kuniyoshi Sato. Somehow, all 3 of them survived. Somehow, all 3 found each other in the wreckage. They spent the night in an air raid shelter outside the city. Burns covered in rags, no real medical help, listening to people die in the dark. The next morning, they made a decision that sounds insane now. They were going to go home, to Nagasaki. Here's the part most people miss. Nobody in Japan knew what had just happened to Hiroshima. Not really. There was no internet, no live TV. The government was barely functioning. Survivors knew there'd been a huge explosion. They didn't know it was a new kind of weapon. So Yamaguchi did what made sense. He found a working train. He rode it for hours through ash and smoke back to his wife and baby. He arrived in Nagasaki on August 8th. His face was wrapped in bandages. His skin was burned black in places. His wife barely recognized him. She thought he was a ghost. He went to the hospital. The doctor there was an old classmate of his. The classmate didn't recognize him either. But Yamaguchi was tough. The next morning, August 9th, he did something almost unbelievable. He went to work. Imagine surviving the worst thing that's ever happened to a city, walking home with burns covering half your body, and then showing up at the office 2 days later. This guy. At 11 a.m., he's in a meeting with his boss. He's trying to explain what happened in Hiroshima. The boss doesn't believe him. The boss says it's impossible. One bomb can't destroy a whole city. Yamaguchi must have been confused, hit his head, something. And right at that moment, while Yamaguchi is arguing with him, the window flashes white. Same flash, same color, same everything. The second bomb, Fat Man, dropped on Nagasaki. Yamaguchi hit the floor before the shockwave hit the building. He was, again, about 3 kilometers from the center. He was, again, somehow alive. His bandages got blown off. His already burned body got hit with another wave of radiation, but he didn't die. He ran home through a city that was now also on fire. He found his wife and son in a tunnel shelter. They had survived too. By complete chance, his wife had gone out looking for burn ointment for him. If she'd been home, she'd have died. The ointment for his Hiroshima burns saved her from the Nagasaki bomb. Take a second with that one. It's a lot. For the next week, Yamaguchi was incredibly sick. His hair fell out. He vomited constantly. His burns wouldn't heal. His family thought he was dying. Then, on August 15th, the emperor went on the radio and announced Japan was surrendering. The war was over. Yamaguchi got better. Slowly, painfully, but he got better. And then he just lived. He went back to work at Mitsubishi. He had 2 more kids, both daughters. He translated documents for the American occupation. He wrote poetry about what he'd seen. Here's the weird part. For most of his life, he didn't talk about it publicly. Survivors of the bombs faced massive discrimination in Japan. People thought radiation sickness was contagious. It wasn't. But try telling people that in 1950. Hundreds of people probably survived both bombings. Geographically, it makes sense. Hiroshima workers went home to Nagasaki. Nagasaki workers got sent to help in Hiroshima. But Yamaguchi is the only one the Japanese government ever officially recognized as a survivor of both. That happened in 2009. He was 93 years old. Think about the math on that. A man got hit by 2 atomic bombs at age 29 and lived to 93. Most people don't make it to 93 without getting hit by anything. In his last years, he became an anti-nuclear activist. He spoke at the United Nations. He wrote a memoir. He met with filmmakers and journalists from around the world. He kept saying the same thing. The reason he survived twice, he believed, was so he could tell the story. So people would understand what these weapons actually do. He died of stomach cancer in January 2010, probably caused by the radiation he took 65 years earlier. The bombs got him eventually, just very, very slowly. There are about 12,000 nuclear weapons in the world right now. Most of them are way more powerful than the ones dropped in 1945. Yamaguchi spent his final years trying to make sure they never get used again. Because he was the one guy who knew, twice over, exactly what they do. If this story stuck with you, subscribe for more like it. There are a lot of unbelievable people history almost forgot. We're tracking them down one at a time.